use what it knows about you to exploit you, manipulate you, and sell your data to someone else. One of my co-founders writing this diary with his kind of, his thoughts and his fears, and he fed it into Claude, and he asked Claude to comment on it, and Claude said, "Here are some other fears you might have that you haven't written down." And Claude ended up being mostly right about those. So it really gave this eerie sense of the model knows you super well, that from a relatively small amount of information, it can learn a lot about you and come to know you fairly well. And like most things with the technology, right? We talked about the machines of loving grace and adolescence of technology. On one hand, something that knows you really well can be a sort of angel on your shoulder that helps to guide your life and make you a better version of yourself. And that's the version we can aim for. Of course, something that knows you really well, can it can use what it knows about you to exploit you or manipulate you on behalf of some agenda or sell your data to someone else. I mean, this is one reason we just don't like the idea of using ads, right? This is because you're not paying for the product like you're the product. And in this case, the product then would be all this model that knows you super well, and could use that in all kinds of nefarious ways. So we need to make sure we take the positive road here and not the negative road.